summer solstice. So really, that's like June, end of June, where things are really like picking up. So it's probably more like invigorating, I suppose, if that makes sense. But anyway, I guess it looks kind of calming with like the beach vibes and the colors. The colors look very calming. So that's why I dressed. I kind of wore like this nice mauve pink color because I felt like it matched the back of the box. And the bottle is pretty simple. Here's what it looks like. I like it just fine. Like, I don't love it, but it's very plain and simple, but there's nothing about it that I dislike. You know, some bottles are just kind of like, I don't know. But this one doesn't bother me at all. It does have a top that is excessively large. Sometimes bottles have that, it's funny. But anyway, yeah, so gold top and gold writing, and it doesn't even say Solstice Bloom on the bottle, it just says it on the bottom. So I'll tell you why I purchased this, and I purchased it, I think, either at Ross or TJ Maxx. I looked up the notes on Fragrantica while I was in the store. It was very intriguing. It had some notes, or main accords that I thought were very intriguing, which we'll get into in a second here. So yeah, anyway, got this shirt and then these earrings kind of match, I think, ish as well. So that is the look for today. Alright, so let's go ahead and spray this fragrance. I've got my Flower Fairy cards. And today we've got, I'm not sure what flower this is, but it's blue. It's a blue flower with blue petals and a yellow center. Almost looks like a daisy, but with blue petals. Alright, and then I'm going to go ahead and give this a spray. Okay, and I'm just going to give this a second to dry down. Okay. So, it's pretty soft. It's floral, but it's a kind of a muted, soft, fuzzy floral, if that makes sense. Definitely perfumey, but in a subtle way, if that makes sense. Like, when I say perfumey, I guess I just mean that it doesn't smell like just a bouquet of flowers. It is floral, but it smells. It's got a lot of other facets, so it kind of just smells perfumey to me. So I'm gonna go ahead and read the main accords, and there's some interesting ones in here, so I think that's what drew me to purchasing this fragrance. Gosh, I feel like I have to sneeze. Oh, okay, I think we're good. Okay, so according to Fragrantica, we have accords of white floral, smoky, sand, musky, woody, fresh spicy, powdery, mineral, warm spicy, and aldehydic. So quite a few of some less common main accords, namely sand, smoky, aldehydic, and mineral. So I was pretty intrigued because to me, when I read through that list, before I smelled it online, before I smelled it in real life, I kind of thought it sounds like it would have more of a sort of environmental smell, if that makes sense, like a little more subtle, natural, almost like you're smelling a natural environment. And I'm always really drawn to those sorts of perfumes. I don't always wind up liking them, but I'm drawn florals, probably mostly gardenia, because gardenia is not as common in fragrances as jasmine, so when I smell it, I do smell it, you know, it stands out. So I'm definitely getting gardenia, jasmine, and then I'm getting sand too. I'm getting kind of like it's like the sand and solar notes are kind of like a warm, almost peachy, slightly sparkly mineral vibe. Okay, and then lastly for our base notes, we've got 4 base notes. And these are, well, one of them's interesting. So we have smoke, which is interesting. White musk, sandalwood, and amber. So I actually do get a little bit of the smoke note, and that's why I was thinking, when I was thinking of white pepper, I wasn't sure if I was getting white pepper or just smoke, but something in there. But yeah, I feel like I'm gonna get a touch of smoke, but fear not, it's not like a smoky ashtray vibe at all. It's very subtle, more kind of natural, environmental, kind of just gives everything a slightly lower, heavier tone, if that makes sense. As well as the musk kind of also makes things a little fuzzier, cloudier, lower tone, chiller. And then there's sandalwood and amber. I think I might be getting a touch of sandalwood. I'm definitely getting some musk. I'm not really sure about the amber. So what I get from this fragrance, most notably, is gardenia, sand, smoke, musk, solar notes. That's kind of what I get mostly. It definitely gives the vibe of like you've got flowers on the beach at night with the sun setting. That's kind of the vibe that it's like a beach breeze of white florals, and the sun's going down, and there's like a bonfire on the beach, and you're cozy in like a cashmere sweater, like a light cashmere sweater, because it's the end of June, and it's not like hot yet, but it's still kind of, it's like a summer night, you know, a light summer night. That's the vibe that I get for this fragrance. Definitely a white floral fragrance, but like I said, kind of other nuances and very much softened and smudged by these other interesting notes. So I do like it, but like I said, don't love it enough to keep. Probably a little too much gardenia for my taste, but yeah, I think it's a nice fragrance. It's super cheap. I don't remember what I paid. I think like $13 or $14 for this 30 ml size. So it's, you could blind buy it and, you know, not be out too much money if you didn't like it. Okay, so let's go ahead and read some other statistics and reviews on this fragrance. So on Fragrantica, it has an overall rating of 4.24 out of 5 with only 34 votes. That probably also intrigued me, seeing that it's pretty well liked. That's a good rating. Only 34 votes though, so you know, take it with a grain of salt. Some other info, people are saying that the longevity is moderate, maybe slightly weaker, but kind of in the middle. Sillage, they're saying, is more intimate. I agree. When I wore this months ago, pre-pregnancy, I do remember that the sillage and projection was just pretty close to the body, and it was subtle, which I like, but not everybody does. Gender is being rated as feminine, but a little bit unisex. I totally agree. It's got a nice edge to it where it's definitely feminine, but it's kind of like a sexy, just slightly smudgy, edgy vibe. A little more unisex. So yeah, and then price value. People are saying it has a good price value because it does. Okay, so let's go ahead and read a couple reviews on this fragrance, see what other people have to say. Somebody somebody says, this is a pretty one, but it lasts only about an hour on me. It is also weak in protection. I wouldn't repurchase. Yeah, I guess that's probably pretty accurate. Somebody says, Solstice Bloom is so pretty. It's this wonderful combination of softly floral sweet. I do smell a very light gardenia, and the smokiness reads as more powdery than smoky, in my opinion. I have no idea what smoke tree or solar notes smell like, but this smells really good. It also strikes me as kind of unique. At least I'm not familiar with any perfume that smells quite like this. I agree with that review. It's a little unique, but it's not pushing the edge too much. I feel like it's still likable for probably a lot of people. And I agree with what she said about the smokiness comes through a little bit more as of like a powderiness. It's not super incensey or super smoky, but it is there and it's subtle. Okay, let's read one more review. Somebody said, let's find somebody who doesn't like it, just to have some contrast. Okay, somebody says, I absolutely love Chapter 2 by Jennifer Aniston, so I picked up this on sale based on the notes and reviews, and I'm so disappointed. Not only does it smell super unremarkable and bland, but it wore off so quickly on my skin that I had to push my nose up to my wrist to smell it after only about 10 minutes. I was hoping for a strong, warm, beachy smell, and this one was a big letdown for me, but she does have others in her line that are very nice. Yeah, I think a lot of people have said that the longevity is not great, so there is that. But yeah, like I said, I think it's an interesting, somewhat unique fragrance, especially for a celebrity fragrance. I'm not really that familiar with Jennifer Aniston's fragrances, but I would really, really like to try her original one, just the one called Jennifer Aniston, also called, it used to be called Lovely, I guess. I would really like to try that one. I think it's like just like a musky white floral mostly. Yeah, like a powdery musky floral. But anyway, yeah, so that's my review of this fragrance. Overall, I'm gonna give it, a good score just for the effort and something different, and it's super cheap. I don't think it has great longevity, but if you know me, you know I don't care that much about that for the reasons that I don't love to smell super strong, and also I'm lucky to be able to work from home, so I'm at home all the time. I can just reapply a smell if I want to. But I've been pregnant for 5 months now, so I have basically been perfume free for this whole time because